Hey everybody, it's Tia Upshaw. We are now into 2025 and we are taking the identity shift back to a whole new level. This year it's about showing up authentically, unapologetically, and ready to shift into the life you deserve. Are you ready to make that move? That move that matters? If so, let's do this. The identity shift is here and we're just getting started. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Identity Shift, where we're going to dive into real stories, bold conversations that inspire growth, resilience, and transformation. Wow, today we're thrilled to have a truly remarkable guest, and her name is Hawa Swaray.
Correct.
I got that right. And
Yeah.
she's all about inclusivity, empowerment in the beauty industry. She has created a space where beauty meets holistic needs and offerings and experiences diversity, equity, and inclusion. In this episode, we will talk about her journey as an entrepreneur, as a black woman, and leveling up her business and how she's staying ahead of the game and she's staying current to what today's needs are. So let's jump into it. Hawa, how are you? Welcome to the show, girl.
I'm well, thank you. I'm so happy to be here
I
today.
know. I know. I was saying to her before we came on here, you guys. You guys are probably like, "Here we go, Tia." That we had to reschedule before, so I'm so happy to have her back on because I've been dying to have a conversation with this beautiful black sister for some time now because she is taking the beauty industry by storm, coming out of Canada, Atlantic, Canada, and she's doing the damn thing. So, we'll guess we'll just kind of jump into what I want to talk to you about, what I want to ask, because I have several different questions of curiosity. And don't mind me, you guys, don't mind me, darling. I just kind of go with the flow. But I know there's going to be a couple of questions, and people are going to want to know the answers to it right off the rip.
Hmm.
What inspired you, Hawa? What inspired you to create, with the Katia Beauty?
Keita Beauty, yeah.
Keita Beauty,
Yes.
and how has that, you know, transformed your journey as an entrepreneur?
Mm. Honestly, really, what kind of inspired me to start Keita Beauty was I did corporate. I went to St. Mary's University.
Of
I
course, you know
graduated.
what? A lot of entrepreneurs of black women literally have said this on my podcast,
Mm-hmm,
St.
mm-hmm.
Mary's. But go
Yep.
ahead.
Yep. So I went to St. Mary's, graduated in 2018. After that, I worked in corporate. I liked it. I didn't love it. However, at that time, I had tunnel vision. I'm just that type of person when it's like if I have a goal, I kind of want to follow that path and I want to make sure I accomplish it. And I want to make sure I'm always going on to the next level. So, with that tunnel vision, I never had the time to really sit down and introspect and reflect and see if this is what I really
Mm,
wanted to do. And then I became pregnant. And then when I was on maternity leave, I'm a planner as well. So I was thinking about how I would be after maternity leave, like what would work look like. And then I felt myself like feeling very unsettled. I didn't want
mm.
to go back to corporate. And it was bothering my spirit a lot, honestly, because I just kind of felt like, hypothetically speaking, if I'm going to live to 80 years old, I don't want to spend most of my life complaining about working
Girl, speak
because
it. Yep.
because it's like we spend most of our lifetime working. So I wanted to make sure that I was doing something that I really enjoyed doing. And so at the time, I'm just like, okay, I guess I don't want to go back to work. What do I want to do? The way God works in mysterious ways.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I started having like hormonal acne. I started
Oh
having really
well.
bad hyperpigmentation at the same time, and that never happened to me before. And so I was trying to figure out ways to transform my skin. And at that same time, it was during COVID, right? So you're in the house, you can't leave. I'm not putting on makeup in the house, so I have to face this. You know what I mean? I had to look
Yep.
in the mirror every day and face what was going on. So I was just like, no, I want to fix this. So I went on YouTube. I searched up a whole bunch of like estheticians,
Wow.
dermatologists. I did a lot of research, like reading academic journals. And then I realized that I could find ways to fix what was going on with my skin. looking at ingredients, how the formulations work together, and I
Yeah.
was really, really amazed. So I took all of the information that I got and I actually transformed my skin. And when I did that, I was just like, whoa, okay, this is
Yeah.
so cool. I really, really love this. I love the transformation that I just saw. And I kind of want to see more. I want to do more. I want to see what this sphere is kind of like, this industry
Mm-hmm.
is like. And so I'm like, you know what? I know I just graduated uni, but I'm gonna go back to school for this. I'm just gonna do it. And I spoke to my mom. My mom was the first person that I spoke to, and I'm like, I'm thinking about doing this. And she was like, How the sky's the limit.
Oh,
Do
I
it.
love
Do
parents
it.
like that.
I
Yay.
know, yeah, yeah. She was super supportive, like from day one. And so I'm like, okay, if my mom told me I can do this, shoe, nobody else can tell me, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So after that, I went to school. And then when I was in school, I learned a whole bunch of things because I went to school originally. I wanted to just do like skin therapy, right? But they
Yeah.
don't have that here. You have
Nope.
to do the whole cosmetologist shebang. So I did the manicures, the pedicures, the brows, the waxing, and I learned a lot. And I learned how imperative customer service is, the entire experience is
Mm.
to the clientele that you are going to be working with, right? So after I graduated, my original plan was to go work at a salon or a spa for about 3 years, 3 to 5 years, so that I could practice, I could make mistakes, and I
Smart
could
move.
learn.
Yeah.
However,
That
that's
didn't
just not the
happen.
way it worked. I worked for a couple spas, and they were high-end spas. However, when I was working for them, I noticed the glaring gap
Oh,
in
yes.
in in regards to the services and the clientele that we were actually working with. So there's no shame, but a lot of times they were trying to market themselves as being very inclusive. However, the trained professionals weren't
Weren't
actually trained
on that type
in
of skin. Absolutely.
understanding melanin rich skin. And it bothered me. It really did. And I spoke up about it a few times. I went to a couple different spas after the fact, and I was finding the same problem. I was finding the
Yeah,
same
you will.
problem, and it was irritating because I felt like it's unfair. You're
Mm-hmm.
marketing your services to make it seem as if you're including everybody. And when this demographic comes in, they're using their hard-earned money. They're paying for services that in the back end, we all know that we're not equipped
Mm.
to take on. And that's not fair. And so I had a couple few experiences that really weren't too nice. And I just got to the point where I'm like, I've had enough. I can't do this
Girl.
anymore. And I need to do something about it. So that's kind of where Keita Beauty was came about. It was born into fruition. I was
I
just
mean, I
like,
love it. I
yeah.
love the story. The story resonates so much. A little bit about, myself. A lot of people, because I don't talk about it because, that's not where I'm at now in my entrepreneurship journey. But in 2008, I believe it was, I went to school and I went to a school called Concept School of Cosmetology. It's no longer around. And I got my license as a makeup artist.
Mm.
And in that program, you go through the My Lady book, the textbooks
Yes,
and all that.
yes, yep.
And they didn't talk about anything around black skin,
Mm,
anything around the color. The color wheel does not reflect our skin.
exactly.
It was probably the longest type of training I've ever taken, to the point I actually did speak up to the head of the school and said, listen, I'm the only black makeup artist here who's getting trained. I don't know how many you've had before. And she said, we never
Hmm.
had a black individual trained to
Yeah.
be a makeup artist. I said, well, these are your gaps. This is the problem. So I've always done makeup, but I had to be licensed because, in Nova Scotia here, you can't be out there doing makeup if you ain't licensed. So that's
Exactly.
the only reason I went to school, to get that license. And they end up having me teaching miniature courses
Mm.
on black skin to the students. I wasn't even an instructor, but I knew
Wow.
more than the instructor did because I have lived experiences.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to be able to do that. But the fact that these schools are not training, I mean, they're doing it now. But when I went to school, there was no training around it. So no wonder, some of these spas don't have, the capabilities of doing it. And they say their offerings are for everybody. But if you don't have trained estheticians that can work on certain skin, it's not inclusive.
Yeah.
You need to really fill in that gap. So I'm glad that you decide to do it. Kudos to you because it's not an easy thing to do either. It's not an easy thing to do to actually call somebody out and say, listen, like this is not working for me. I'm going to go somewhere else, and then you did it again and again. It's hard. It's hard, and I mean your skin looks beautiful now.
Oh, thank you.
Like glowing, like glowing. And I will say we don't have no filters on here. So anybody watching this, she doesn't have a filter. Her skin is just her skin. Now, my next question to you is because you talk about holistic and beauty a lot in one. What was the pivotal moment in your decision to kind of start this journey that you realize there's a deeper connection between the two?
Well,
Aesthetics and holistic well-beings.
aesthetics and holistic well-being. Well, for me, honestly, it kind of came down to common sense, honestly. It's just like, okay, so the skin so many times is kind of perceived as cosmetic, but it's deeper than that. It does so many things for the body. It's the largest organ that we do have, right? And it does so many amazing things to keep us alive. It helps regulate our temperature, helps to lock in hydration, and it really, really helps to ensure that foreign pathogens do not
Yes.
invade the skin in order to really create anything that's super detrimental to our well-being, right? And so in order for you to truly heal the skin and
Mm,
truly make the skin optimally healthy, you need to get to the root issue. You need to think of the body as a whole. And so when I started to think about that, I started to realize that I cannot be a skin expert and I cannot educate my clients without thinking about the body as a whole, because for
that's true.
us, we're not looking at quick fixes. You can go somewhere, you can get laser and you can get that
No,
off and it'll
it
come
is true.
back.
You can, but
Yeah,
mm,
you can go and you can get topical services and you'll realize it'll come back because there's so many other factors that come into
yeah,
play. There's gut health, your diet, your lifestyle. So that is why for me, I figured that in order for me to really heal my clients, I'd have to take them on a journey with me. So any clientele that comes in with me, they know I'm not going to heal you overnight. You're not going to be fixed overnight. It's a journey. However, if you stick with me, you'll realize that you will become better in all areas of your life. So I'm healing your skin, but we're also looking at your diet. We're looking at your gut health, making sure that you're taking enough fiber, enough antioxidants, enough nutrient-rich foods, enough water. You're getting enough sleep, things of that nature. And so for me, one cannot exist without the other. Just logically, if I'm looking at really trying to heal you for the
so
long term.
true.
And so that's where it came from.
Yeah, you're speaking facts, darling. I bet you people who are listening to this are gonna be like, "Oh my God, it's so true." Because especially as women, we know when we're going through a monthly cycle, we tend to break out. Some
Mm-hmm.
women eat too much chocolate, you break out.
Mm-hmm.
Some women they're stressed, they're breaking out, and you have flare ups. If you're not taking care of your gut health, and I've learned this over probably the last, I'll say 8 to 10 months, where I lost a significant amount of weight since April.
Mm-hmm.
And with me doing that, my gut health is better. My cholesterol is different. I have them right here. What's it called? Collagen,
Mm-hmm.
liquid collagen, and probiotics, and all these things. And I only get one or two flare ups,
Yep.
one or two at this point. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I was prone to break out, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, on a regular,
Yep.
I had like acne, and then I would have scarring from, squeezing them.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you're saying actually makes sense. And I hope that a lot of other estheticians who are in the field start looking at it. Well, I wouldn't say that because I don't want them to dig into your market. But for them to get a true understanding of it, and this brings me to my next thing because we always hear this self care buzzword. You know that everybody self care, self care, self care, right?
Mhm.
And what does what does self care truly mean to you, and
Mhm.
how do you really ensure that your services
Mhm.
are not a part of a buzzword?
Mhm. For me, self-care really just means it means loving yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
loving yourself means doing the hard things. It means sometimes being uncomfortable. You have to take care of yourself. Sometimes you
Yeah,
have to do the things that you don't want to do. So sometimes if it's in terms of exercising, you got to get up and you got to exercise. Even if you're not motivated for it, you just got to do it.
you got to
And then
do
in the
it.
long term, you'll gain that discipline and then you'll start to see the results. Self-care really means to make sure that you're rejuvenated and you're rested in order
Mm.
for you to bring 100% in areas that require that. Self-care means, again, like I mentioned, really loving yourself. So it means that you are not comparing yourself to other people. You are just comparing yourself to yourself on your journey.
Absolutely.
And it's so important to me because, and this is what I tell my clients all the time, the world is very chaotic. There's a lot going on. And society at large sometimes can really make you feel inferior. It can make you feel like
Mm-hmm.
you're not good enough. And
Yeah.
we are all good enough. And so for me, with my services, I do little detailed things so that anytime a client comes in with me, they're not just coming in for a skin treatment. They're not just coming in for a facial. They're coming in for the entire experience.
Experience.
So, for
Yes.
example, I make sure that you're pampered. When you come in, I'm taking your jacket, please. My studio's it's small, but I make sure that you really feel like you are a star. I'm taking your jacket, I'm gonna hang that up for you.
Oh
I'm asking
God.
you for tea, and I'm gonna make sure that I steep your tea and I serve that tea to you. I make sure that the temperature is comfortable for you. I'm always asking if how you're feeling, if you're okay. I make sure there's a little sign up there that welcomes you personally, so your name is on there.
Oh
Welcome.
girl, I need to make an appointment. I need to
Oh,
be
girl, I'd love to
pampered.
see you. I'd love to see you because it's so important when you do those little things. People don't realize the little details really help you feel good about yourself. It makes you
Yes.
feel special, right? I start each service with an affirmation card, and you can choose to read it to me or not. It's up to you, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But I like to make sure that your mind and your headspace is just in the right place before we actually start the journey of the experience that I'm getting you on. So,
Oh my
do an
goodness, girl,
affirmation.
I'm loving everything you're saying right now. I'm
Yeah.
just like, it's cold outside. I should be there with you right now, getting a
Yeah.
steep tea.
Yep,
Like,
yep, yep, yep. I put knee bolsters under your knees to make sure that you're comfortable. Like, I give you the option for the aromatherapy that we have when I start the actual service so that you really feel like you have a hand in all the choices that we're making and
yes.
everything is personalized to you so that you really feel comfortable and that you feel very seen. And I always take my time before the entire service starts to have a consultation. So we talk about exactly what you're looking for. So there's some people that come in and they have skin conditions that they're looking to fix. So we go into a detailed consultation talking about your habits, talking about what products you're taking, and then I give my recommendations and we talk more about that. And I also offer them a free digital copy of the consultation because sometimes I can be yapping, 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 and it can be hard. It can go in one ear, not the
Yeah,
other.
it
And I
could
want to
be,
make
but
sure.
girl, you're speaking to me and I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that like okay, you're getting what you want from it. So if you're coming in for that skincare consultation, you have some skin conditions that are really bothering you, I'll send you that digital copy. We'll talk about it in depth. If you have any questions, you can ask me. There's some people who come in just to relax, just to feel rejuvenated. There's some people who come in for birthdays and holidays and I also cater to them. So if you wanted to make something really, really nice and amazing for maybe a partner or a friend, we have personalized add-ons that we can speak about beforehand. So I can get you some balloons in there at an extra cost if you'd like. I can get
Yeah.
you some food, some drinks. I can get you whatever
Give
you
me a
want.
charcuterie board. Yes.
Exactly. Just whatever makes you feel good, feel special. I make sure that I have that and I know in what direction to kind of take the service because every client is different, every customer is different, and I want to make sure that you feel that.
Oh God, you got me sold. You got, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say right now. My mind's just going because as an entrepreneur, you already know how that goes. You get something pops in and you're going with it.
Yeah.
There's a young lady who's just now starting to do retreats, holistic retreats. She's a black woman, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, these two together, like doing these type of, it would be banging. So you'll see email introduction between you and her after we're done here today. Because what you do is exactly what she does. Like she's a massage therapist and a Reiki and whatnot. But you're an esthetician and you guys pairing up and giving all that love and attention to
Yeah.
women, jeez, and men, but women
Yes.
or non-binary. But I know me as a black woman, I don't get pampered enough.
That
So if
makes
I can find someone who's willing to hang up my jacket and get me a steep tea and put my little knee things underneath and make sure my back's supported and give me an affirmation, I'll read it out loud, make me feel good, and leave with my skin feeling nice,
exactly. It's a
girl.
win-win. It's a
It's a
win-win.
win-win. So that brings me to the next one. What are some of the key challenges? I mean, most people are going to be like, I know what they are, but what are some of the key challenges for you that you faced while building this business, and how did you overcome them?
Honestly, starting a business that was focused on skincare was really, really hard in
Mm,
Halifax because unfortunately we don't have any black teachers that
nope.
specialize in skincare in Halifax. And so it was really, really hard if I'm gonna be completely honest. I had to actually venture out and I had to contact teachers in Toronto,
Absolutely.
teachers in Vancouver,
Yep.
teachers in the
Montreal,
States.
Edmonton.
Exactly, exactly. In order for me to get to the place where I am today, because I felt very strongly about it, but I also understood that again, unfortunately, I was not equipped with all of the information that I needed to ensure that I could take care of each demographic that could ultimately come or
Yes.
walk into my doors. And I wanted to make sure, again, that everyone feels seen, heard, and cared for. And so I knew I had to do whatever it took, and that's what I had to do. So I ventured out, I got advice, I got some mentorship. Um, and I got a lot of love as well. So
You
the
would.
women that I contacted were truly helpful, and they really wanted to ensure that I was well equipped to work on my clientele, which is something that I will forever
Great.
appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's one of the challenges that I faced here in Halifax.
Yeah.
Um, Another challenge that I faced was, not exactly writing or creating contracts in the beginning with some of the people that I was working with. And so I was snubbed.
I mean, girl, you ain't the only one. I was snubbed a few times. A lot of people can resonate with this piece because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know about, the confidentiality forms, the contracts, even the, what do you call it? Waivers. You
Yeah.
don't, no one, we're just in our business. We're trying to make money. We're doing our passion, our trade, and we just go with it until you've been burned or stubbed. That's
Yep.
when you be like, oh, no, 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 this can't
Yep.
go on.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
But I'm
Like
sorry. I'm
it's
sorry it
okay.
happened, but I'm telling you, girl, been there.
Yeah. But
Been
you
there.
know what's funny? Greater things. So that's the thing. God is always in control. That's how I
Yeah.
feel. Like he's always in control. That at that moment in time was the worst thing that could have happened to my business when it happened, but it made way for something so much better. It made way for me to have my own
Yeah.
studio. And that's something that if I was with the previous person that I was working with, I would have never had.
I love
So
it.
I'm like, oh man, that sucked, but I learned a lesson and I got something better out of it. It's
I'll
okay.
take it. Yeah, it's a
It's
win-win.
okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
take it.
exactly.
Now, if someone's listening and they're just like, "Oh, I'm a licensed esthetician, and I don't think I'm going to do this here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, or I think it's just too hard to build my own clientele." What advice would you give to that individual?
I would say dream big.
Yes, girl.
Dream big. Work hard, understand that it's a journey.
Yeah,
It's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and it's going to take time.
yeah.
But if you work hard and you're being strategic, you will see the fruits of your labor 100%. And I'd also want them to know that delay is not denial. You know,
Ooh, say that
it's
again. Say that again.
delay is not denial. You know, it might
Facts.
take some time. You might be working really hard and then you're getting, because trust me, I have another business as well. And during the whole beginning of Keita Beauty, it actually took me a year to start because there was a lot of trials and tribulations
Oh,
that I had
absolutely.
encountered that were completely caught me off guard. And my other business is a cleaning business. So
Oh,
I was,
oh, oh. Let me tell you, that was, I missed my cleaning company. I had it for 10 years, and that
okay.
cleaning company, darling, saved me. That cleaning company is
Yep.
who everybody sees today. I
Hmm.
started a cleaning company with $50 at the dollar store supplies,
Yep.
and I did the damn thing,
Hmm.
and I scaled that business. Every time I talk about the cleaning company, I get emotional
Yep.
because it literally saved me. It allowed me to, grow other businesses, start other businesses, assets. I own my home,
Yep.
like so many things. The organization, and even now my brand. I'm never too good for another cleaning company. But I always said to my daughters that when I make $1 million, I'm gonna give this cleaning company. I'm gonna pass it down, and I
Hmm.
did pass that down in 2023 to my eldest daughter.
Oh, congrats.
Now she rebranded it, but she kept all the contracts. Kept all the contracts, but she rebranded it. She added more commercial ends because it's more lucrative.
Yeah.
But for me, girl, when you said cleaning company,
Hmm. You gotta hustle. It's a
I'm telling
hustle.
you, it
You
is a
gotta do what you
hustle.
have to do, but you work hard and you learn a lot. Like I learned a lot. I learned how much I could push myself. I learned how resilient I could be. And
Yes.
it's not a glamorous job, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta
I
do.
used to get teased. People said, "Oh, how's your little cleaning company going? Oh,
Yep.
you have a cleaning company? You be
Yep.
cleaning people's toilets? You're damn skippy." And now, 13 years later, look at me.
Hmm.
Like I'm
Period.
telling you, I would, you know what? If anything was to go left right now, the
Yeah.
first thing I would do would go back to the beginning, and I would start another cleaning company.
Yep. Yep.
I
Honestly,
keep
it's
kid you
hey,
not.
it's lucrative. I feel like if you are actually in the cleaning industry, like okay, you've worked some time, you have your contracts in, you'll realize you can make a lot of money. Let me tell you something. When I was doing my cleaning business and I had no clue where Keita Beauty was going, I didn't know how to start anything. That cleaning business was not only paying for my bills, was not only paying for my
Yeah.
vacations, but it was also paying for me to fund Keita Beauty.
That's
So I
it.
am so grateful for that. That really everything else everybody says is just noise. It's just noise.
Oh, I love that. I didn't even know that about you. It makes me just feel like, oh, you're my girl now.
No.
I always tell people that too, that without the cleaning company, Black Women in Excellence would not be here. The cleaning company carried the organization for 2 years
Hmm.
financially. All programs, all pop ups, all education materials, anything we did for 2 years, the top notch cleaners carried. So you are speaking facts, and I hope anybody that's listening, if you have a cleaning company or thinking of starting one, just start it, sis, because
Yep.
I'm telling you, clean them toilets, but you get paid. And if you
Hmm.
structure it right and you create a model around it right, it will change your life.
Yep. I 100%. I agree. I already know.
Girl, I didn't even know that about you. I'm so excited now. Like, yay! Okay, so where do you see the beauty business going in the next, I would say, 3 to 5 years? That's a good
Uh,
question.
yeah. In the next 3 to 5 years, oh, I'm always thinking ahead. That's something that I'm just like, I'm trying to really back a little bit, try to be a little bit more present. But I
Yeah.
have so many ideas of what I want to do. I definitely want to start my own skincare line. because that's something that changed my life when I started the entire journey. It was the skincare products, it
Yeah.
was the skincare ingredients, it was the formulation. So I want to start that and have it so it not only works for, of course, everyone,
Yeah.
but women and men, non binary, everyone that has melanin rich skin can look to this brand
I
and
know it
know
works.
that it will suit their needs.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I'm definitely working on rolling out in the next couple of years. I want to take my time with that because I really want to ensure that it works well. So whenever I come out with a product, it has to be very effective. And so I'm taking
Absolutely.
my time with that. But that's something that I definitely want to come out with in a couple of years. I also want to expand my beauty business. So right now it's just me. I'm a solo skin therapist, esthetician. But in a few years' time, I definitely want to expand. I want to get more people on board. I want to kind of create like a wellness center,
I love
and
it. I
so I
love
want to
it.
have RMTs in there. I really want to have healers in there. And I really want to create a really nice, safe space for everyone to
Oh,
come in. And that's kind of like the grand goal.
those are big goals. She said grand goal. Those are big goals. I'm excited for your beauty line, your product to come out because that will be amazing. I have a lady that's in my 16-week program right now, and you probably know her, Leticia with Ladani.
Oh, yes, yes, I love
Yes,
her. I love her
and
products.
I love like listen. I don't cleanse with nothing but her products,
Yep,
her oil, like her hydration.
yep.
Listen, I've never had a product like that work for my skin that my skin didn't negatively react to.
Hmm.
Like it has been a savior. And she's like you. She's like a little gem. She's so well. You guys aesthetically look so well put together.
Oh,
So when I see these things, I see individuals like yourself. You talk about coming out with a beauty skincare line. Perfect. We can't have too many of you guys on the market. We need
100%.
more.
100%.
So bravo, and I can't wait to see this wellness clinic and
Thank you.
have different areas and different rooms and just a whole I can go there for a whole day. I do get facials. I do go to a spa in Halifax, North End of Halifax.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't get that treatment. You
Hmm.
go in, you get your facial, they kind of talk to you with that little bit of music on in the background, then you're done, you pay, you leave.
Hmm. Yeah.
I want something else. And if I can get this without having to travel to Toronto,
Hmm.
because that's the only place you can get what you're offering right now is in
Hmm.
Toronto,
100%.
as a black woman. So yeah, kudos to you. Congratulations. I can't wait to
Thank
see
you.
you come to fruitation and take your time with your new baby. Take your time with your new baby.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
absolutely, oh God, I'm so excited for you. I wasn't expecting you to say that either. I was not expecting this. I thought you were going to say, "Oh no, I'm just taking it day by day." But no, you really are doing a damn thing. And I
Thank
don't
you.
know if you're able to say or you want to say, but are there any upcoming like small projects, initiatives, any partnerships, anything that's coming up in the next year
Hmm.
that you're really excited about?
Hmm. Actually, yeah, next month I'm working with Nordic Sauna Rentals. So they have portable saunas. They can go everywhere. They were on the waterfront this past winter. Um, and yeah, they can go wherever you are. And we're
Girl,
partnering. We're gonna have a little thing going on for the month of February where we have our services. They have their services. Get a little nice little discount. You can come to both, a little package. So that's what I'm kind of working on. And I'm excited to roll that out
oh,
next month. Yeah.
oh God, yes, I'm loving. I'm loving this conversation with you today because it's our second podcast going into the new year,
Hmm.
and it couldn't have came at a better time. I think if I would have had you last year,
Hmm.
it wasn't the right moment.
Yeah.
Right now, like I'm really feeling this. I'm so excited for you. Like I've known you for 10 years.
Oh.
Very very excited. One thing I want to put out there before we get close to our closing is you are a mom and you just
Hmm.
have the one child.
Yes.
So you are a mother. And I want to know, because I'm a mom, my kids are older now. How has entrepreneurship, transformed you as a mother? Has it been demanding? Has it been easy? Has it been trying? Like how does that look for you day to day?
Hmm. It's really challenging,
Mm-hmm.
because for me, my family is my number one priority.
Absolutely.
But as you know, with entrepreneurship, you're putting your all into it, especially in the first few years, like the basics, building everything up. You are the marketing director, you're the accountant, you're the social
Yeah.
media director, you're doing admin, and then I'm also doing the service itself. So it can be very challenging. And in the beginning, I felt very sick. So I burnt
Mm.
out very quickly.
Been there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just putting everything
Yeah.
I had into it, and I wasn't taking the time to really sit down and prioritize what was really important to me.
Right.
And so now, for me, what has really helped is just, again, understanding that this is a journey. I'm doing this for life, I'm committed to this
Yeah.
business. And so I can take my time. And taking my time doesn't mean being stagnant. I feel
Thank
like if
you.
you rest too long, the weeds will overtake what you got going on.
Girl.
You cannot rest for too long. But I take my time now and I try to enjoy what is going on. I try to enjoy each point of my business. So I'm at this place right now where it's growing and I'm excited about it. And I am thinking of the future, but I don't want to just jump right into that.
Absolutely not.
Right? So I'm
Yes.
enjoying this moment, and at the same time I'm able, because I feel so good and because I feel so nourished and because I don't feel so rushed and so erratic, I can give my all to my son and he can enjoy the time that we have together.
And how old is he?
He's 4 right now. He's turning 5 next year.
Jeez. That is a busy age.
Yeah, it is.
That is a busy age, and my youngest just turned 18. So I'm
Oh,
just like,
really?
I
Yeah.
don't have small kids no more. But when I did start my cleaning company,
Yeah.
she was 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
That's
remember that now my oldest will be 30 in May. Oh, I'm
mhm.
just like, oh my God. But, when people don't understand what it takes to be a mother and an entrepreneur, and especially for those who are single mothers, it's doubly hard. We're
Mhm.
trying to juggle things. We're trying to be at birthday parties. We're trying to be at school functions. Trying to be at Christmas concerts. We're trying to be present in our homes and not on our phones or in our offices or booking clients. But then you know that in order to secure, a foundation for your family and be self-sufficient and create that generational wealth, you have to put in 7 days a week. It's hard. It's hard.
100%. 100%. It's exhausting. It's taxing
It is.
physically and mentally to give your all to so many people. And then you have to remember not to lose yourself.
I've done that before. I
It
lost
happens,
myself.
right? Because you're human, right? And you've just this is our first time going through life, so we're gonna make so many mistakes, but it's so important that we just learn from it, because at the end of the day, if you have nothing left to give, then anything that you're giving, it just won't resonate in the way that you want it to. And
You're absolutely right.
ultimately, it turns into kind of like a waste of time, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
So it's so important to just prioritize yourself, prioritize your needs, and organize yourself so that you can make sure that you're giving what you need to each aspect of your life in a way that's beneficial to not only you, but everybody else in your
Girl.
life.
Powerful words. Powerful words.
Yeah.
Well, we are towards the end of the show, and I'm wondering if you had any last minute words of encouragement or affirmations for any of our listeners
Hmm.
that you want to say.
Hmm.
Here's your chance.
Yeah. I would say, especially in the beauty industry, a lot of times you can feel like it's super oversaturated, right? You're going in there, you're like, there's a spa on every block. Like, how am I going to make the money? Don't be realistic, but also understand that there, like, where there's a will, there's a way. So if you're
Absolutely.
very determined, and I truly believe this in the bottom of my heart, if you're very determined and you understand that this gift that you have, it's greater than you, it's
Absolutely. Oh
almost
my
ordained
goodness.
by God, then there's no way you can fail. There's no way you can fail. So keep pushing. Don't ever give up. Don't let anybody that is negative come into your headspace. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to unfortunately have to remove them. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people who have done it, because they will inspire you to keep going even when you want to give up. And in those moments when you want to give up, you have to understand that this is bigger than you. This is not just you.
No, it's not.
So you go to sleep, you cry, and you wake up the next day and it's a new day.
It's a
That's
new
what.
day. Put on that fur jacket and put on that red lip and walk out that door. It's a
With
new
them
day.
glasses, honey. Can't forget the
Yes, you can't
glasses.
forget the glass. Do I? Yes, I do. My black glasses are in my car. I had them on today.
Yeah,
Even the days that you don't want to do it, you just have to show up every single time
exactly.
because those days will get better. Um, I appreciate this conversation today. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this. I feel more empowered, just having you on today. So I really appreciate it. And I will be putting her link for her Instagram page and her website and whatnot on our Spotify and our YouTube pages and all that stuff, even our Instagram page. But unfortunately, guys, I know you're going to be like, damn, T, we wanted more. Unfortunately, we are at the end of the identity shift for this segment. But please tune in, every single Friday at 12 p.m. We are on YouTube, Spotify. You can find out more information of how to be a guest on itistiaupshaw.com website. You can register there if you want to be a guest. But if you just want to be a listener and tune in, continue to do that and follow us on all social media platforms. But make sure you don't just follow us, but you follow our guests also. It doesn't cost a dime to like, share, and repeat. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you everybody next week. See
Good
ya.
night to you.
Well, that's a wrap on this episode of The Identity Shift, where we are all about bold moves, real talk, and transforming your life and business. Remember, this year is all about showing up and leveling up authentically and unapologetically because the shift starts with you. If you love what you heard, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform. Stay connected for more powerful conversation and actionable insights to help you level all the way up. Until next time, this is your girl, Tia Upshaw, reminding you to keep shifting, keep growing, and most importantly, keep showing up for you.